In our discussion on Savitri Veda, Max for New Age Mothers, today we'll see how Rajagabalachari helped Ramanujan to find a suitable contact in his career. So Ramanujan was good at maths, but he was doing his own research, but he couldn't clear the other exams in the college, and he lost the seat in the college scholarship. He was in a very difficult financial conditions and very difficult life situation. And Rajagopalachari, who was his friend, actually helped him. And we'll just see the situation. So to show that why moral support is needed for mathematical research. Suitable math, okay? This is the concept I want to highlight. Rajagabalachari was just few months older than Ramanujan, had grown up in the same town, frequented the same temple, attended town high school with him. One afternoon back in 1902, doing research, a older student said to the smartest in his class, said to be the smartest in class, handed him a maths problem. Ramanujan was so smart, well, then let him solve this. So Rajagopalachari actually takes this problem to Ramanujan. Square root of x plus y equal to 7, square root of y plus x equal to 11. Okay, so we can think this question clearly, but we can try in small numbers. Basically it is square root. So we can say that 4, if x is 4, square root of x is 2. 2 plus 5. But then y will become 5. So the root of 5 will not be a suitable number. We can try another number. Root 4. X we can say 9. So square root of x will become 3. Y will become 4. Second next level by root of y 4. Root of 4 is 2. 2 plus it's not coming. So if you try these numbers, so actually what will happen? You can come with a solution that, okay, if we see that y equal to 4, x equal to 9. So root 9 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7. Root y is root 4, 2. 2 plus 9 is 11. So the solution is x equal to 9, y equal to 4. So actually Ramanujan itself very easy. At first glance, falling under the familiar heading of two simultaneous equations in two unknowns, the problem actually confronted Ramanujan. It was a difficult fourth degree equation and meant recalling a theorem applicable to particular experiments. To any ordinary smart 14-year-old, it would be exceedingly difficult. To my astonishment, Rajagopalachari remembered later, Ramanujan worked it out in a half a minute and arrived at the answer by 2 steps. Okay? In fact, he probably did not work it out at all, but simply looked at it and guessed the answer might be one where each was a square. And tried a couple of possibilities in his head and saw the solution x equal to 9 and y equal to 4, jumped out. In other words, it's a piece of fancy fate work, nothing mathematically proven. Still, it impressed Rajagopalachari and he and Ramanujan became friends. So actually here Rajagopalachari recognized Ramanujan's life. Later actually he only take him. See, the idea is later he tried to introduce Ramanujan to another important person. Okay, 3 times according to Rajagopalachari, Ramanujan met one important person. Okay, how Rajagopalachari persisted, I will show. 3 times, according to Rajagopalachari, Ramanujan met with the great man. The first time Ramachandra asked to keep Ramanujan's papers a few days. The second time, having pursued them, he said he had not seen anything like Ramanujan's theorem, but since he could make nothing of them, he hoped they would not trouble him. They did, of course. So now on his third occasion, Ramachandra put things more plainly. Perhaps Ramanujan was sincere, he allowed, but if no moral fraud, he was more than likely intellectual one. In other words, he doubted that Ramanujan knew what he was talking about. So basically, Ramachandra Rao didn't get convinced about Ramanujan's capabilities. But actually, after the two friends went, Ramanujan mentioned that with him that he has corresponded with Professor Salananda, the eminent Bombay mathematician. Salananda too had concluded he could not help him. But many of Ramanujan's formula he has written in the margin of the sheet of paper Ramanujan had sent him seemed intriguing indeed. It was just that he could hardly throw the weight of his reputation behind someone working is so unfamiliar to him. So the mathematician has told he can't vouch for him, but still he felt it is a very interesting work. This was hardly a ringing endorsement. Indeed, it differed only slightly from what Ramanujan would hear all through his earlier years. But what happened, the important that was enough for the tenacious Rajagopalachari, who saw in Sarananda's comments a way to allay Ramachandra's doubts. Back they went. On so finally, knife edge did Ramanujan's fate hinge. At first, Ramachandra was angry here again. Just a few minutes later, but then he was shown the Salananda's correspondence as well as some of the Ramanujan's easier, more successful result. These he wrote later. Transcended existing book. I have no doubt that he was a remarkable man. Okay? There, step by step, he led me to the elliptic triangle hypergeometric series. At last, his theory of divergence series, not yet announced to the world, converted me. I asked him what he wanted. What he wanted to that time, Ramanujan. He wanted leisure. In other words, simple food to be provided to him without exertion on his part, that he should be allowed to dream on. Thank you.